Consider taking a lunchtime flight from London to New York and returning home in time for tea. Well, if one aviation designer has his way, transatlantic business passengers may soon experience that. Welcome back to another video from Technology. In this episode, we are going to talk about Oscar Vinyl's new invention. A supersonic jet that flies just as fast from New York to London as you ride your bike to work. If you enjoy this type of content, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and push the notification button on, so you don't miss any of my videos. Oscar Vinyl's, a Spanish designer, claims that his most recent creation could whisk travelers across the Atlantic at 3 times the speed of sound, allowing them to travel from London to New York City in less than 80 minutes. The Hyper Sting would travel from London to New York twice as quickly as Concorde, which now holds the record with a time of 2 hours and 53 minutes. It would also be nearly twice as big. The Hyper Sting, which is 328 feet long and can theoretically travel at a top speed of 2,664 miles per hour, would be able to accommodate 130 to 170 passengers. Concorde had a wingspan of just 200 feet, a capacity of 100 passengers, and a peak speed of 1,354 miles per hour. A typical commercial airplane typically flies between 460 and 575 miles per hour. It would entail that the duration of a travel from London to New York would be comparable to that of a subway ride from the Bronx to Brooklyn. The aircraft's success as the fastest commercial passenger plane in history lies firmly on the as yet untested theory of cold fusion, via a cold fusion nuclear reactor that would power 2 ramjet engines and 4 next-generation hybrid turbojets. Vinyl's claims that his vision for a new dawn of high-speed air travel would be capable of hitting Mach 3.5. Currently, only the military has access to such cutting-edge technology. The now-retired North American X-15, which broke the land speed record on October 3, 1967, at 4,520 miles per hour, Mach 6.7, is the fastest aircraft to ever fly within airspace. What are the production costs of a jet like the Hyper Sting, given the problem that finally caused Concorde to fail? Among the many issues that loom over the Hyper Sting's future, Vinyl's, however, is still unaffected by the aviation community's serious skepticism of his notion and continues to act with confidence. Concorde was a fantastic piece of equipment, a noble experiment, but it put too many emissions in the environment, made too much noise in our towns, and cost too much to operate, he said. There are obstacles to overcome when flying faster than the speed of sound, yet a new era of supersonic flight may be around the corner. A fresh idea for upcoming supersonic commercial aircraft is the Hyper Sting, he continued. Although he does acknowledge that supersonic flights will return, in this case due to some very innovative systems, like the cold fusion reactor, the date of a possible production would be over 2030 and the cost would not be cheap. He also states that supersonic flights will return in the future. As technology advanced, it started out on boats before making its way to submarines. Today, submarines may travel at great speeds for years without ever needing to refuel. The problem of getting a nuclear reactor flight ready has proven to be much more difficult. The first step is to stop the reactor from spewing deadly radioactive particles into the bodies of the crew and passengers. It would be impossible for a plane to take off with the necessary casing. So the next challenge was one of scale. How could you reduce a reactor to fit inside a plane? When the aircraft nuclear propulsion program was established in America, the Cold War was just getting started. Large engineering teams toiled in a flurry of blueprints and chalk dust between 1946 and 1961 in an effort to discover the perma-flight mystery. In the end, only one aircraft, the Convair NB-36H in the late 1950s, has ever successfully transported a nuclear reactor on board. But the reactor never supplied any power to it. It was simply transported so that the crew and flight could see any potential impacts. The initiative was discontinued in 1961 by newly elected President John F. Kennedy. The attempted creation of a nuclear-powered aircraft has been devoted to 15 years and around $1 billion, but the probability of achieving a militarily effective aircraft in the near future is still very remote. Since then, A number of attempts to harness nuclear power have been made as technology has advanced. However, we have yet to witness one take flight. There are different concepts with regards to high-speed airplanes. Boom Supersonic announced intentions to launch an aircraft that could fly at 1,304 miles per hour this summer. The Boom Supersonic Overture, which could travel from London to New York in 3.5 hours, includes 4 wing-mounted tiny engines with gull wings to increase speed and stability. However, even that is still a ways off. Boom stated that production will start in 2024 and end with the construction of the jet in 2025. The business estimates that the jet should be passenger-ready by 2029, however it may take an additional 4 years. Aviation hasn't made a significant advancement in years. The CEO and founder of Boom, Blake Scholl, called Overture revolutionary in its design and will radically redefine how we think about distance. With more than 600 routes across the globe, Overture will make the world dramatically more accessible for tens of millions of passengers. While technological advancements in aviation are nothing new, an enormous number of hurdles remain before the hypersting could take to the skies. It's an exciting prospect, but don't pack your bags just yet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you don't forget to like. And if you subscribe to my channel, we will definitely appreciate it.